Hi everyone, my name is Osler Ortez, a state corn agronomist at Ohio State, and we are here for another episode of Battle for the Belt. As we approach harvest season, or we embark in harvest season in the state of Ohio, we wanted to offer a few other recommendations or aspects to watch for as we are getting close to that time of the year. On one of our previous episodes, we discussed stock lodging and stock rods, stock integrity, and harvest logistics. Today, we want to add a few other considerations besides those factors. One of the considerations that we need to be looking at this time of the year is what we know as droopy ears. Droopy ears is basically a function or a result of late season stress and the cannibalization of carbohydrates in the plant. We know that at this time of the year, plants are trying to move nutrients, carbohydrates into the grain, and is getting rid of higher concentrations in leaves and stalks. That can be also true for the ear shank that we have here. That ear shank might be also losing some of the carbohydrates and resources and sending that to the grain, hence resulting in a weaker shank. A weaker shank can at the same time lead to the premature dropping of these ears, which can be good and can be bad. If we are having a wet fall with a lot of rain, this function can help with avoiding moisture being accumulated inside the ear. But in this case that we have a dry fall, that might actually give us some issues in terms of ears completely dropping into the soil, creating volunteer corn issues and decreasing our combine yields. On the other hand, this is the example of what we want to see. Upright ears that are still receiving carbohydrates out of the plants are being translocated, are being removed. They haven't dropped yet, and hopefully they stay that way. The only disadvantage here is, like I said, if we have a wet fall, some of the moisture will be penetrating, and that can lead us to a whole new layer or level of other considerations such as disease development, sprouting of kernels in the ear, a slow dry down. Those are some of the things that we need to be thinking about. One final consideration as we come close to harvest season in Ohio is test weight. We know that we have sustained long period of dry conditions across most of the state, and when we think about yield components in corn at this time of the year, late reproductive stages, we are mostly compromising test weight or grain weight. We know that from the milk stage R3 up to physiological maturity R6, moisture in the grain is going down and dry weight accumulation is going up. For that to happen, we need optimum conditions, which includes having enough water to feed the crop, which is something that we have been lacking in many parts of the state. So we can expect to see lower test weights, which correlate to lower grain weight as we are harvesting our crop this year. Normally, we expect 56 pounds of corn in a bushel. That number can be different depending on the test weight results that we might be getting this year. Something that we know is that approximately 40 to 45% of the grain weight is gained during the first half of the dent stage. That's R5, which means if we have a crop that is at the dent stage, which is probably the case where we are today, yes, we have a lot of grain weight that is taking place now. That grain weight will be maximized, will be as expected only if we have the right conditions. Otherwise, we can expect those numbers to be lower. Lower test weight equals lower yields. Finally, we know that maximum grain weight is achieved by physiological maturity, which is R6, when the kernels don't have any milk line anymore. And also that's when we can see the black layer formation in the base of those kernels in corn. These are the things that we know, and these are the things that we should be watching for as we think and start harvesting our crop in Ohio 2024. Thank you.